Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Dad's Expensive Hobby.
What's up?
Today I'm taking a look at the Storm Collectibles Street Fighter 6 RYU. I know this figure came out a lot earlier this year and you've probably seen reviews on it, but a couple, 3 weeks ago I caught it on sale on Big Bad Toy Store for 60 some odd dollars, so I went ahead and picked it up, and I'm happy to say that I'm glad I did. Overall, this is a mostly good figure. There are some things we do need to go over. Hopefully some of them are unique to just my figure, but maybe they are widespread, and I would like to let you know in case you want to buy one. Anyways, let's start off with his package really quick and then we'll move into him. This is a standard Storm package. Looks pretty good. Nice big window on the front with the figure in front and center in it. I like the image of RYU that they've got down here. Unfortunately, just kind of how they did with the Ultra Street Fighter 2 Blanka, the picture was too big and they cut it off, and I wish they would quit doing that crap because it kind of covers up what's going on inside. On the side, here's a nice image of RYU right there with some of that, I don't know, spray paint kind of artwork going on. I guess it's cool. And on the back, lots of big figure images, and I like that a lot if you've ever watched one of my videos. But that's enough about this package. Let's get him off the stand really quick and see how tall he is. To the top of his head, he is right at about 7¼ inches, not quite 7½, which would make the entire figure about 18 centimeters. I want to say that that's about right, you know, this being basically a 1/10 to 7-inch scale or whatever. But let's get him next to some other versions of RYU and some other Storm Collectibles figures and see how they all look. And first up here, we got him with Street Fighter 6 Zangief. Zangief's over 7 feet tall, and with RYU at 5'9", I'm going to say this height differential works pretty good, and they both look awesome. And here he is with the Storm Arena Ken from a Street Fighter Alpha 3, and they both look fantastic. Obviously, the size difference is not really even comparable, with one being 1/12 and the other being a 7-inch plus line. And here he is with another RYU from the same line, Storm Arena, and you know, they both look really, really awesome. I think that Storm Arena RYU is one of the best, if not the best figure to come out this year, but they both look awesome. And lastly, just for kicks, here he is with the Jada Toys Ultra Street Fighter 2 RYU. And RYU, even though he is probably and arguably the ugliest of the Jada Street Fighter toys, his look still holds up. I like this a lot. I like the comparison, even though the sizes are nothing to really compare. Real quick, hey, if you like what we're doing here on the channel, be sure and give this video a like, leave us a comment, it really helps out, and be sure and subscribe if you haven't already, that'd be great. Now for accessories, he does come with a pretty decent spread of stuff. He comes with 4 different head sculpts, and he also gets 4 different headband ties and different poses for various looks. Not sure that was necessary, but it is a thing. With his head sculpts, he comes with a serious face on him in the package that looks pretty good. He also has a really kind of mean mugging firm face, and it looks nice. He's got a teeth gritting face that I like a lot, and he also comes with an open mouth yelling face that I think is the best of the 4. He also comes with 10 different hands. He's got 2 fist hands on him in the package, and then a nice spread of open style pose hands that look really good. Anything you would need, he's got. He also has the little red, like maroon toga that I think looks pretty good. It is wired and very posable, and the little ring in the center has nice detail in it. And lastly, he comes with a nice blue and white ball, like energy ball, fireball effect thing right there, with a nice clear acrylic stand with plenty of segments to adjust for various heights. It looks really good. Overall, this is a nice spread of stuff for the price point. Now for aesthetic, I know this one isn't everybody's cup of tea as far as like version of RYU. Everybody really kind of likes him, you know, in the full gi or whatever. But he's basically, you know, hot RYU from Street Fighter 5 with a maroon toga, and everybody seemed to like that figure, but I digress. I like the look of this figure. I mean, he's not what I think of when I think of RYU, but he looks pretty good. And real quick before I take it off, I wanted to just kind of up close go over this toga real quick, because it's done fairly well. I mean, it's a little ratty in spots, but it's supposed to look like that, I think. I haven't played Street Fighter 6 in quite a while. But, you know, it's nice and wired. And like I said there a minute ago, this little, you know, O-ring right here in the middle has some nice sculpt and detail in it. So it's it looks pretty darn good, and I guess it'll work for what you're wanting to do with it. But I'm going to take it off of him for the remainder of the aesthetic portion anyway. And with that, who the hell would fight with that on him? I mean, I guess Romans and people like that maybe fought with stuff like that, but I mean, does he fight with that on him in the game? Somebody tell me down in the comments. Ooh, and before we jump into him, I want to point out how nice of a fireball effect this is, because this thing is really nice. And, you know, it's obviously like clear, you know, like kind of soft acrylic plastic or whatever, with some nice white frosting right there going out into the blue, and the sculpt of it is fantastic. This thing looks awesome. I dug out the Jada one just for a comparison real quick so you could kind of see the differences. This thing is super duper nice, and I don't think I did it justice there a minute ago. Anyways, let's move back to RYU. I don't think this personally looks exactly like what I think of as RYU, at least in the face, but this does look like him from the game for sure. So they actually, you know, they nailed that pretty good. The beard looks okay. His hair looks cool, kind of has a nifty little like texture on it. And I wonder why his head wrap, you know, his little headband doesn't match the toga. But I mean, maybe I'm just being nitpicky as far as that's concerned. But it is movable. And again, I don't know why we got 4 of those. That seems like overkill. But anyways, the overall look of him is fantastic. Nice matte finish like Storm loves to do. The scars look really, really good. He's got shading throughout, all through the muscles. Nice organic sculpt in the muscles. I really, really like it. He's nice and thick and chunky. Look at his back right here. Shading looks really good. Nice wash throughout the gi pants, and I like the sculpt of them, except for a couple of little things that we'll actually touch on more in the aesthetic. But right down through here, he be a packing, and when we do some articulation, you'll see why that's probably an issue there. I like how they've got some shading and wash and stuff through this little waist wrap that goes around here that's actually separate from the gi pants. His feet look really cool. The sandals look good. Remember how on Shao Kahn he had that weird part of his sandal that covered up 2 of his toes, and that looked weird. We don't have that here, so that is good. Paint is done pretty good on the feet. His feet look weird. Is it just me, or does he have like bunions or like a giant toes or something? Something's kind of off with these. I'm kind of blocking the light, sorry. But they look a little weird, but not that big a deal. Did a really great job with the belt and with the characters that is on the belt right there. Look really, really good. So overall, he is very nice looking. Nice, not too big of a waist, nice broad shoulders. You know, where they made cuts, it still looks all right. They like didn't cut off the pecs too much, in my opinion. Some people might disagree. And they didn't cut up the biceps, you know, somewhat how like Jada has done. Overall, he looks really, really nice. Now for articulation, this one is where my figure has a couple of points of issue that I'm hoping are unique to just my figure, but let's start at the top and work our way down. Tight little double ball peg that goes from the neck down into the chest, but it will tuck the chin in a little bit. Doesn't give him the best look up at all, but that's okay. But it will nuance to the side and all that good stuff, because it is on a couple of ball pegs in there, and that is my favorite in my opinion if you've ever watched any of my videos. Now, here is the first order of contention. The shoulders do go up to 90, a little bit past, and that's pretty darn good. You do get a full 360 out of them, but you know, the typical Storm butterfly in there, if you force it too much, you see that? Popped right off. And that's because this meat right here that kind of sets up, you know, or at least gives the look of the butterfly, is a little bit too thick, and it doesn't allow that ball peg to really get down into that cup and sit how it should. You've really got to force it. And unfortunately, that allows it to pop out a little bit. Nothing's broken. It just doesn't sit super deep on it. And it's really just this shoulder, because this one, you can move and force it, and it doesn't quite pop out. So it's just that one, and I'm hoping it's just my figure. But the joint itself is very smooth. He does have a bicep swivel that works really good. Double jointed elbow, past 90, so I'm not going to cry. But, you know, and he's got big old muscles, so that kind of allows for a little bit, but I would like to have seen a little bit more. That elbow joint is not the best looking elbow that Storm has ever given us. Right up here, the wrists are a ball hinge like normal. Now these little wrist wraps right here, if you scoot them down a little bit, they won't impede the movement of the wrist at all. But if you kind of set them up flush to hide it, it'll act kind of like a wrist gauntlet, and it might impede it a little bit, but that's not really that big of a deal. Right here in the abdominal break, double ball peg in there like usual for a Storm collectible. Get nice lean forward on it all by itself, and the sculpt looks good. Leaning back on it looks pretty darn good. And again, the sculpt remains and looks fantastic. You do get some lean and a little bit of twist out of it, so not too bad. Ball peg down here in the waist where you'll get even more twist and lean and stuff, and I really, really like it. This piece right here is soft and movable, and it's not connected to the pants, so it doesn't impede anything, and I really, really like that setup. Now, point number 2 of contention for my figure. Brace yourself. This leg right here come all the way out, pretty much complete split. On my figure, his left leg is catching right there, and I can't move it past it, and I am definitely not going to force it. Maybe if I heated it up or something, it might fix that a little bit, but I'm obviously not going to do that on screen. But just be aware that that might be something yours does too. Front kick, not the best, but it comes up to the waist, so it's not gonna, not gonna kill anybody. He's got a big old thick booty on him for some reason, but it's a soft diaper piece, and the leg will kick back. Thigh swivel that works pretty good. Double jointed knee, not the best range in the world. That's kind of unfortunate, but it'll still work, and the proportions look like they're pretty good. Knee isn't horrible, not the best, not the worst. Down here at the ankle, there is a like a boot swivel, I guess you would say, that's hidden underneath the cuff of the pants, so that's nice. Ankle is a ball hinge. It'll go down a bit, give you a little bit of up, and a little bit of rocker. No peg holes in the bottoms of the feet. Now, he's got on sandals with a toe hinge, and that usually never looks good. And this doesn't look the best either. I hate that those little brakes work like that. That should come off kind of like how a sandal would, but then again, they're tied in the back, so I kind of get it. Not the best looking, maybe a little too far back. Oh, definitely a little too far back. It's like a mid-tarsal brake. It like breaks right in the middle of his foot, but whatever. Overall, his articulation is good in a few spots and not good in a couple. So it's kind of a C, but not bad for Storm Collectible. Okay, final thoughts on the Storm Collectibles Street Fighter 6 version of RYU. I fanboy for this a little more than I should, but I like the figure. Objectively, there are a couple of issues, and they're both really kind of QC issues more than anything with that shoulder and with that leg, and they're on the same side of the body. So I hope that's not widespread. Somebody down in the comments that has this, tell me if it is. But overall, I do like this figure. Is he worth the buy? At $89 with a couple of QC issues like that, spend your money how you want. I got him on sale. If you can catch him on sale, yeah, I'd say pick him up. He's got a nice spread of accessories, and he looks fan-freaking-tastic. For a Storm Collectibles, and he's with a couple of QC issues like this, I'm gonna judge him off what his normal retail price is of $89 and some change. I'm gonna give him a C+, and that's because he's above average, and that's because his accessories and his just aesthetic are really, really good. But he's got a couple of damning issues as far as his articulation is concerned. They're QC issues. Anyways, that's all I've got for RYU. Be sure and like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And with all that said, this has been Dad with Dad's Expensive Hobby, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.